So we're at that point in the week where we're very slightly delirious with inspiration and exhaustion. So I prescribe some more laughter. But first, a very short film introducing the genius that is Bassem Youssef. If you're exhausted, you won't be soon. Enjoy.
By the time the revolution was ending on the squares and streets of Cairo, another revolution was starting in the most unlikely location, in the laundry room of the apartment of a young cardiac surgeon. With one desk, one camera, trying to imitate a show he was addicted to for many years. Yes, this young doctor thought that just by commenting on videos, using fast editing, sound effects, over-the-shoulder photos, and even on-location reports, that he could make a political satire show. The show, which was exclusively designed for YouTube, debuted on YouTube on March 8, 2011, as the first Egyptian independent production on the internet.
In a country where internet penetration was less than 20% and a YouTube video making 50,000 views was considered viral, we began the B+ show. And in less than 2 months, and with only 7 videos, our channel made 5 million views. A figure unprecedented in Egypt. And instead of just staying as an internet phenomenon, we made the next big leap.
My guest tonight, he is a heart surgeon who also hosts a satirical news program in Egypt called AlBernameg.
We decided to take it to the next level and aimed at producing Egypt's first ever live show with real live audience. We eventually did it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jon Stewart!
After just the second episode, we became the most watched program in the Arab world, with an estimated viewership of 30 million people per episode. And that is just in Egypt. Yes, we go on every Friday night to take a few punches at the ruling powers and the right wing in quite an unstable political environment.
Every week, an estimated 30 million people tune in. Egyptians have never seen anything like this before. Bassem saved his best material for former President Mohamed Morsi. Look at what Morsi wore when he received an honorary doctorate in Pakistan. Now look at how Bassem portrayed it on the air. Bassem was accused of damaging Egypt-Pakistan relations. Egyptians across the country laughed themselves silly, but Morsi was not amused by the hat joke. A warrant was issued for Bassem's arrest. He was formally accused of insulting the president and insulting Islam.
Due to his global reach through YouTube, he was able to influence perceptions worldwide. On the 30th of June, people took to the streets to overthrow the Muslim Brotherhood's regime, and Bassem was now faced with a new reality that he should continue with his message of satire, regardless of the circumstances. And after one episode of the program, the show was taken off the air by the broadcasting channel. Former friends became today's enemies.
Bassem found another network that was willing to take the risk. What do you think is going to happen this time? Are you confident that it's going to be on the air?
Show of hands that we are going to continue without stopping. Show of hands, we are going to be pulled off air very soon. Woo!
The show only lasted 11 episodes in its last season. And even in its final stretch, the show stayed true to its values. It remained critical of authority and its biased media, no matter how difficult this became. The lawsuits kept pouring in, and the show was even jammed twice during airing. Eventually, insurmountable pressures on the channel and the team forced the show to be finally banned.
واحنا بنعتبر ان وقف البرنامج في حد ذاته رسالة أقوى وأوضح وأعلى بكتير جدا من استمراره ومن أي حاجة كانت هتتقال في البرنامج. من الآخر الرسالة وصلت.
It seems that satire was too much for some people to handle. It seems that satire is not an easy task after all.
My name is Bassem Youssef, and I'm your host for tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bassem Youssef.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for the Skoll Foundation for bringing us all here. If it was just up for the UK visa system, half of the theater would have been very empty. Thank you so much. And thanks, Skoll Foundation, for bringing me here and sharing my story with you. It started 4 years ago, the promise of a new spring, a new beginning, and a new hope. We have lived for decades under the reign of people telling us how to think and how to behave. We came after generations that never answered back and never questioned the status quo. When the Arab Spring started, we thought that this is the time that we will finally break away from the same brainwashing establishment that controlled us for a very long time. When we took to the streets, it was obvious what was going on. It was a revolution, plain and simple. But when you go home and switch on the television, it was no revolution. It was a conspiracy, like everything else in our region. It was a plot constructed by the CIA, Mossad, Hamas, Hezbollah, and maybe even the village people. We had so much lying and deception going on in our media that if we would choose one word to describe what was going on, it would be maybe Fox News. Now imagine that everywhere. The old establishment was not ready to let go, but we had the chance to get our voice out there. For the first time in many years, humor and satire was used not as a tool to distract people from their problems, but as a weapon to disrupt the taboos that we were never allowed to talk about. We used satire to face political, social, religious, and sexual taboos. Not everyone liked us. Actually, a lot of people hated us because we were controversial, because we didn't accept the status quo. But everybody watched us. And that helped bump up our ratings, so thank you, haters everywhere. And this is how powerful humor is. You can't look away and you cannot ignore it. It would have been so convenient for us to avoid the controversy, to take the easy way out, to play along, to compromise, to swim along the current. But only dead fish swim with the current. They tried alienating people against us. They used the best known weapon known to humans, fear. Fear drives masses. Fear makes it easier to control the people. Fear is a magic solution that helps galvanize and polarize the public. Hate, xenophobia, and prejudice are easily accepted and even welcomed in a fertile ground that is being nourished by fear. Humor is the only antidote against fear. If you are laughing, you can't be afraid anymore. That is why we were targeted, persecuted, had our signal jammed, got banned a couple of times, until we were eventually stopped from the thing that we love. I come from a region where obliterating an opposing voice is just a phone call away. It's true. Hello, yes, we don't like the jokes anymore. Shut him down or you'll be shut down. Ta-ta, that's it. That's simple. We made history. We made a difference, but we couldn't continue because it was just too dangerous. Who knew that cracking a joke can cause us so much trouble? But I'm not standing here today to tell you a nice story from the past. I'm here to talk to you about the future. Yes, the channels in my region are too scared to carry my show and my opinions. But that is not the end. It is the beginning. In a region with more than 70% of the population that is under the age of 40, the TV industry as we know it is dying. It is an industry controlled and run by the same people with stagnant minds that kept the old establishment alive. We are the children of the internet. TV for people like us is like an old dinosaur that is past the time of its extinction. That is why we are building now a new platform, totally online, that speaks to those young people, the people who have been betrayed by the establishment. This platform will replicate my experience going from an unknown on the internet to becoming the biggest show in the Middle East. We want to give the new generation what we thought we had 4 years ago, but we lost. We want to give them hope. Thank you. In a few years from now, we will not be controlled by the same people who killed the Arab Spring. Taking us out will not be a phone call away anymore. This platform aims to harness the incredible talents in the Middle East. We will incubate those talents and make them realize their potential. Before this decade is over, we will have a totally independent media that the rules of the old establishment don't apply to. This is not some wishful thinking. Our company is the biggest YouTube partner in the Middle East. We have the first and only successful conversion from internet to TV. We know what we're talking about, and we can tell you that this is happening. I know that a quick look at our region right now doesn't really inspire a great deal of hope. The Arab Spring might appear to be defeated. But there is another spring blossoming in the hearts and minds of young people and is slowly flourishing everywhere. There is a revolution of young minds questioning everything, every day, screaming, we are not going to be taken for granted anymore. All they need is a space and a path to express themselves. The theme of this summit is belief. We do have this belief. We believe that we will make a change. We believe that we will create our destiny because we have found our voice, and this time we will not give it up. Thank you very much. Thank you.